Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me some... Think about it! How can you conclusively prove that also, if I was really... Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. The odds are just too stacked against her now.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's...
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway anyone. She's too stacked against her now.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is... guilty. We shall now turn to the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale. According to the judgment of the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale, Furina is...
Well, what's wrong? What's the oratrice's verdict?
No, the oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct, then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus. The Hydro Archon, to be punished via the death sentence. The death...
That's actually one of the available sentences?
Please allow me to review the record. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates.
Huh? So what do you see?
What? The prophecy will be fulfilled.
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater... However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
It was both dream.
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that...
The truth, the original sin.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appeal. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea level. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontainians out of Oceanids...
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontainians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food.
We just barely managed to push it back, right?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale, from the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with... Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still...
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the...
Indeed. That's not how a grand
I'll fight it to the end. No matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter...
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina! No, I still need answers.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Nervalette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
I, Iudex Nuvilect, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge...
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
But, didn't you say just a moment ago?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain we should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. Its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility, and a chance will present itself. Primordial sea. I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress this root from within.
Scatter!
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but... Oh, it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawl. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point. But they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a...
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. It's just that he gave us the impression that she was, less...
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, so you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to... That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have...
The point being...
Well, being that this pet almost just... So what sort of person is your master?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sertologi.
Huh?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How...
The Foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the...
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhine Doctor's part of the Hexen Circle. She's a...
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, But I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is like...
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planets. As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been... In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in...
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Initiate emergency rescue! Hurry! Hey, lend a hand! water's receding! It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy